All right, y'all, I know it's been a minute, but we back with some more conspiracy theories that'll make you question some things. Let's check it out.
I want everybody to be exactly who they want to be in this life. Now, watch this.
But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress.
Now, Dave Chappelle was asked in a movie with Martin Lawrence to wear a dress and portray himself as a woman. And he disagreed and declined because that's not who he is and that's not what he wants to portray himself as a man. I just want to know, where is the line between masculinity and straight men in the entertainment business, what they portray as black men and who they are. Over 70 plus black entertainers and artists have worn dresses. Is this a humiliation ritual? In this movie, Brandon T. Jackson said he was just so excited to do a movie with Martin Lawrence and make money off of it. But he said that he does regret wearing a dress. Most of the highest paid black actors in Hollywood have worn dresses. Michael J. White has been asked and he declined. Kevin Hart has said that he has boundaries that he would not cross, but he did. When you look up black actors who've worn dresses, this is what you get. Now look at the difference when you see white actors wearing dresses when you look that up, and he's not even white. Now, there's nothing wrong with being who you want to be and acting the way you act, but if you're portraying yourself as a masculine man, it just gets confusing. Let me make sure these blinds is closed. There's no hate to the LGBTQIA community,
No.
but I really just have a question for our straight black men. I want to make sure that there is enough portrayal for both sides of masculinity for our kids, because this is confusing, but y'all stay dangerous.
It's a legitimate question, because what you have is some of these things take place and then you go to hearing 10, 15 years later, like all of those people from Disney and different things, you hear about what happened to them and you have these stories that come out. So all of this stuff is legitimate questions about Hollywood and about TV. It just makes you question and wonder, like, who am I really watching on TV? And if it confuses and makes me question things, what is it doing to the children? So this is no hate to anyone, but there are questions out there. Like I said, you're seeing all these people come back from Nickelodeon, with all of these stories of different things happening. What's the agenda?
Something really strange going on here, and if something ends up happening to me, I just hope that this video can maybe explain it. Okay, so I have these two mirrors in my room. As you can see, they're pretty normal looking mirrors, but I was cleaning and I had them kind of set up like this, and I noticed something really weird. Just watch. See, when you look through the mirror into the other one, it becomes like a window. And there's this huge warehouse, grocery store or something down there. But wait, it gets even crazier. Watch this. Wait out for the moment of truth. 3, 2, 1. Whoa. What the hell? What is this place? Hello? How far does it go? Oh shit.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't be playing around with mirrors either. I don't like them, and it could lead you to like what they call back rooms. It could lead you to through a portal. It could have a soul trap. you've seen so many movies and documentaries about things, and a lot of them come back to a mirror. And I don't play around. I don't.
Rothschilds who work always together. That would be your power.
Just how rich and powerful is Lord Evelyn Rothschild? Historically, the Rothschild family wealth was hidden in underground vaults. The Rothschild secret financial records were never audited and never accounted for. Their family commissioned biographies give the illusion that their family fortune has dwindled, but researchers estimate their wealth at close to $500 trillion, more than half the wealth of the entire world. Besides their many castles, palace mansions, wineries, racehorses, and exotic resorts, the Rothschilds bought Reuters in the 1800s. Reuters then bought the Associated Press, which selects and delivers the same news stories to the entire world, day after day. They have controlling interest in 3 major television networks and easily avoid media attention since they own it. Until recently, they owned and operated England's Royal Mint and continue to be the gold agent for the Bank of England, which they also direct. They control the LBMA, London Bullion Market Association, where 30 to 42 million ounces of gold worth over $11 billion are traded daily. The Rothschilds earn millions weekly just on transaction fees alone. They also fix the world price of gold on a daily basis and profit from its ups and downs. Over the centuries, the Rothschilds have amassed trillions of dollars worth of gold bullion in their subterranean vaults and have cornered the world's gold supply. They own controlling interest in the world's largest oil company, Royal Dutch Shell. They operate phony charities and offshore banking services where the wealth of the black nobility in the Vatican is hidden in secret accounts at Rothschild Swiss banks, trusts, and holding companies. Although Evelyn Rothschild looks like a harmless gray-haired old man, make no mistake about it, Rothschild and his ancestors have handpicked presidents, crashed stock markets, bankrupted nations, orchestrated wars, and sponsored the mass murder and impoverishment of millions.
Rothschild.
Like, listen, bro, at $500 trillion, you pretty much own this planet just about, bro. $500 trillion? Yeah. You can manipulate the stock market and anything else you want to manipulate.
People who expose the truth.
One of the most amazing things that I have ever seen at the bottom of the ocean. It was while filming for Blue Planets in the Gulf of Mexico. I noticed there's something out in the distance. Couldn't tell exactly what, but it looked like a dark band. And as we approached it, the dark band became a donut. I saw this donut. It was black in the center. What the heck is that? And so as we get closer and closer to it, I noticed that the black band had what appeared to be kind of water lapping against the shoreline. This band was a ring of mussels. And inside the ring of mussels was a lake. And it's like, wait a minute, I'm already underwater. We went out over the water in this lake and tried to descend in it and bounced off. It was so super saline and dense that the submarine couldn't go down in it. We literally bounced off, and as we bounced off, we sent ripples heading back to the shoreline. It was insane.
This is why expose.
I'm glad this video got out, you know what I mean, before something happened to him. So it's up to us at this point to whether we continue the research and continue to try to figure it out, or are we going to accept what they tell us? You know, I've seen this before. I've seen people talk about this before, and I think they call it a brine pool or something like that. But
What's a conspiracy theory that you 1,000% believe in?
So it's something that I learned at FAMU when I was at my African Center Psychology program, and it's called the two cradle theory, right? And it's a theory of evolution that talks about the difference in development between black people and white people. Is the theory. So the two cradle theory essentially stipulates that white people developed in harsher environments than black people, which is the reason why they're inherently individualistic. It's because the environments that they came up in did not have the amount of supply in order for them to consistently survive. So they became individualistic because they needed those skills in order to survive in that space. Whereas with black people, we developed in spaces that were always plentiful and full of resources, which is the reason why we're inherently more communalistic, because we had enough to give and we had enough to give around to the communities and to the people in those communities. Now, if you're asking me why I believe this, look at the way that every European country operates and look at the way that most African countries operate. You'll see the difference immediately.
Why black people are going missing.
It's created dark-skinned beings now known as the Anunnaki, which have something called etheric hair and strength on all levels, able to withstand basically anything. Harsh environmental circumstances, physical abuse, emotional trauma. This is basically the power gene. Also having the gene makeup to create all the different extraterrestrial species and even all the races on this planet. Look at the black woman and how she can procreate all the different races on this planet right now.
Black extraterrestrials land on...
That's a honey. That's a honey. But the one thing that he said that stuck out right then is the price for melanin. It's the actual price for it. If it's a price for something, that means they're selling it.
Why black people are going missing.
It's created dark-skinned beings.
So wait a minute. When did they start charging for or put a price on where have I been? Because this is all new to me. So I definitely want to hear more about that.
Welcome to hell.
Look up hell in Black's Law. Okay. Hell, the name formerly given to a place under the exchequer chamber where the king's debtors were confined. Wow.
Welcome to hell.
Look up hell in Black's Law.
Wait, she said the king's debtors, where the king debtors reside. So who are the kings, and what is the Black Law? Black's Law book. Oh, I gotta figure that one out too now.
I got a rabbit hole for you to dive into. And if you don't feel like diving into it, I do have a video that's posted, it's already uploaded, where you can watch the full story. But back in 2005, 2006, maybe 2007, YouTube was not the same. People used to talk about the weird side of YouTube. All of YouTube was weird back then. There were no guidelines. People were posting the craziest stuff. There was a Russian guy who was fertilizing chicken eggs with his own swimmers. He was trying to recreate life, and he was successful. People were able to watch 3 babies be made. They don't look like babies that we would expect them to look like. This guy was always really frantic, and he never showed his face, but we could recognize his hands. He was always posting in different rooms, like he was on the run. People were saying that he was actually being looked for by Russian authorities for crimes against humanity. He was wanted by world authority figures for breaking, universal laws. Supposedly there is a world peace treaty, or a world treaty that prevents people from interbreeding species. It's called homunculus. I have the full video, I already posted it. I got a rabbit hole for you.
I don't think I want to go down that rabbit hole. Now, I do remember the quote unquote glory days of YouTube, but I never came across that guy. But what'll be crazy is, I know if you go look for that guy, I bet his videos will still be up. And I've seen them take stuff down for less. So I bet y'all will be able to find them.
You ever been down the Paramount rabbit hole? Yeah, watch these 22 stars go and hover over the waters and then congregate over the Paramount. Para means what? Means breath. Breath means what? Well, breath means spirit, and it hovered over the waters in Genesis. So we have, count them, 22 stars, Paramount, paranormal mountain. What could be the paranormal mountain? Well, I'll tell you what, it's Mount Hermon. What's crazy is in the book of Enoch, 200 angels fell on Mount Hermon and congregated, and there was 22 leaders that were named. Enoch chapter 6, and you can pause and read, but 200 angels, 22 of those were named, and these are all the angels that fell down and congregated at Mount Hermon to talk about how they were going to basically take over the world with unrighteousness. I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I'll give you the opportunity to pause and read all of this, because in Enoch chapter 6 through 10, there's some interesting things that I personally feel like speak to what's going on right now. And when it comes to stars, Revelation 9 talks about a star fell from heaven and he was given the key to the bottomless pit. And Revelation 9:11 talks about Apollyon. Mount Hermon means the mountain of the chief. What chief? Could it be that chief star that looked like lightning falling from heaven? Hey, Yeshua saw it. It's so funny that stars, falling stars, are referred to as angels and angels referred to as stars. And you got this Paramount with 22 of these named stars, and the name Hermon meaning devoted to destruction. And in German it means soldier. So this is the mountain of the chief where 22 soldiers met to talk about destruction. And it's so weird that celebrities are called stars. And there's the Hollywood Walk of Fame with all of these stars that are named. I'm wondering if these fallen angels have inhabited bodies and taken over to bring more destruction to the earth. Because it seems that Hollywood and the music industry, they all promote unrighteousness and ungodliness, and it's like they're trying to spread it across the world. And if this Paramount is paying homage to this situation that happened in the book of Enoch, well, then that would have to mean that they know exactly what they are doing, and they're doing it on purpose. This is just the tip of the iceberg, because every 22 of these leader angels that are named, their names have meanings. They lead the 200 fallen angels that bring unrighteousness to the world. All the evil, the freaking magic, and all this crazy stuff that's going on. Superb owl rituals and all this creepy Masonic ritual. Oh, did you know that Mount Hermon is actually on the 33-degree north longitude? 33. Oh, and 1/3 of the angels fell with Lucifer, and 1/3 out of 100% just so happens to be 33.33%. This is just to get you started. Start going down this rabbit hole. Find out for yourself. Look, they know what they're doing. They're paying homage to these fallen angels because, hey, they might just be the fallen angels. So next time you see a falling star, don't wish upon it. You ever been down the Paramount rabbit hole?
I was just thinking of that. Is weird and creepy. First of all, nothing is a coincidence. And the fact that throughout the whole video, I'm sitting here saying to myself, and we wish on fallen stars. You were taught that as a kid. Oh, there's a shooting star or something. Make a wish. And you didn't even know. Or you never, let's not even say that. You never asked questions. Why do we wish upon a shooting star? Did you ever ask? Because I know I didn't.
History that we've been force-fed since day one, and rip it right in half. So here we go. The photo description states that in the summer of 1903, construction continues inside the entrance to the Palace of Machinery for the Louisiana Purchase Exposition, the 1904 World's Fair. The date of this photo is in 1903. The fair in St. Louis was in 1904. So this would all make perfect sense, except there's a massive flaw. A flaw so big that it's undeniable proof that this building was constructed 100 years before the 1903 date that we are told, and proof that there was a mud flood that ripped through this building at some point after 1803. Where is the foundation of this building? Incredibly detailed construction projects do not take place on top of dirt and garbage. This, in my opinion, is the most incredible photo that I have ever seen to this point. A lie right in our faces, saying that this was being built in 1903, when we have multiple dates of 1803, time-stamped right on the building. Multiple times. Not only that, but you can see that the mud flood damaged the bottom of this building here. The mud came after the construction, not before. And I want to make that point very clear. This is a cleanup project, 100%. After this World's Fair, they knocked these buildings down. Not because they were pathetic, but because they held dates that do not fit in our mainstream timeline and architecture that we cannot reproduce today. It's incredible. I've been talking to many people, engineers, construction workers, architects, and more about this photo. They are telling me that this is undeniable proof. And at this point, there isn't an excuse in the book that could save the mainstream history. It's time for everyone to wake up to the nonsense that we have all been force-fed to believe. Oh, and we're just getting started today. Welcome to episode 49 of my lunch break. I hope you're all having a great day. And if you're new, history that we've been forced.
Those floods give a lot of information, dates, and it tells a lot. And for me, I always question, like, when they try to change something up or give us this false history, what is, to me, that's a form of control. I'm sorry, it's a form of control.
Craziest rabbit hole of all time. Of all time. Used to freak me the f*** out, and now I'm like, I mean, who cares? Really, realistically, with anything, who the f*** cares? But let's talk about this rabbit hole. What is real? Like, what really is real? I really thought about this. How do I know anything outside of me is really real? I don't. How do we know what real is? Oh, it's consciousness. Oh, it's got, like, we really don't know. We don't really know anything. We know what we know, but what we know is just what we know. We don't know if that knowing is actually a thing. The colors that I see, you might not see. Like, if we watch a movie together, if we listen to a song together, it might not be the same fucking thing. What I'm perceiving, you might not be perceiving the same thing at all. And you want me to trip you out even more so you won't be able to sleep tonight? I'm so fucked up. Imagine the thought of infinity. Like, you're either going to be infinitely nothing ever again, and or infinitely there. And even in a way, you can't not be nothing. Like, non-existence can't exist. So even when we leave this body and maybe wake up in a different simulation, who the heck knows where, it's still like forever. Like, you exist. You ain't going nowhere. Do yourself a favor. Take a deep breath. Realize life is truly awesome. It's very short. It's awesome. Don't take it seriously. Just enjoy. Enjoy. Craziest rabbit hole.
Faith and your beliefs. That's pretty much all you have. Everybody has their own beliefs, their own faiths, and you don't know what it's going to lead to. You know, you have your faith and your beliefs to rely upon, but we don't know, and this is a fact, we don't know what happens when we get over there. We know what our faith tells us and our beliefs tells us. So, yeah, this is the type of stuff that keeps you up at night.
Okay, I just went down a rabbit hole with this new movie, Leave the World Behind. And I don't think anyone's talking about this, but the color blue is literally in every single scene. I don't know if I'm going to ruin the thing for you. I haven't even finished this, by the way, because I keep falling asleep. But the one thing I can see, and the only thing I can focus on, is the blue. The blue is in everything, whether it's their clothes or the wall or the house or the car. In every single scene or a filter with the blue, it's always blue. Everyone's wearing blue. There's always this blue, the very specific blue. And I was like, why are they pounding this one color into your head? Where are they going with this? Even the color of the book is blue. So I'm like, okay, and the Obamas had a big hand in this, right? That's about common knowledge, right? So the Obamas, so I researched Obama. He's wearing the blue. I was like, oh, how deep does this blue rabbit hole go, right? Who's blue? Democrats. Was he a Democrat? Oh, look, he was. Democrat. Who also is a Democrat? Democrats running blue. He's wearing the blue. Let's go a little bit deeper. Blue. On this website, too, for the White House. And blue. Democrats. Those are the blue people. So if the whole point of this movie is to program you with blue, 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 and look at all the blue guys. It's pointing at something, isn't it? Like, Are they trying to say, are they trying to make you vote like that? They're going to see comfort and order, and because I kind of look more into blue, and I don't want to go too deep into things, but you can always take a look at what I found there and about the color blue. Trust, confidence, authority. I don't know, guys. I went too deep down this rabbit hole, but let me know what you think. Okay, I just went down a rabbit hole.
I believe that he's on to something. I believe this movie had a lot of hidden messages in it. The blue could mean something to do with Project Bluebeam. I don't know. But I felt when I watched this movie, and I've seen it twice, that it had a lot of meanings, cryptic meanings throughout it.
I want to show you guys something. I was sent this video, and on the video, they're not talking about this, but I want to show you guys. And you tell me if you see the same thing I see or if I'm tripping. Here we go. I'm going to let you look on your own first. Did you see that? I'm going to play it again, but this time look closely to his eyes. Look at his eyes. Boom. Did you see that? Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in. Maybe I'm tripping. Look at the eyes. What is going on? This is not an edited video. This is not a video of somebody talking about his eyes. This is a video somebody talking about his watch, which was $1 million. And when I got sent it to me, I just happened to be looking at his eyes, and I'm like, hold on, something's going on with that man's eyes. Maybe I'm tripping. Let's play it one more time. Just one more time, please. Here it is. Boom. Oh my goodness. I want to show you guys something.
Y'all gonna say I'm biased, but I just think somebody can do that to a video. They can do that. Until I see that up close and that there, you know what I mean? Some of this footage is doctored like that. So I don't believe that like that. No.